Tell us what you think about, sorry about in the equipment for our Nigerian military. Some have said the equipments are obsolete to the extent that we wanted to put modern and up-to-date equipment. Now we're getting to see some form of gains on the side of the government and the Nigerian military against the insurgents. Are we really impoverished in terms of better equipment?
I'm not sure that we are that impoverished. I have consistently said one thing. We have an attitude of procuring and procuring and procuring and procuring in our system. We have that problem. We have that problem. We don't maintain.
Or maintenance.
We don't maintain. That is the biggest weakness we have. And I'm sure it is that very particular aspect that led to the United States refusing our demand for equipment.
Because we don't maintain?
You see, they were not sure that if they give us the equipment and we go into operation, shall we be able to sustain
was it going to be given free, or we wanted to purchase?
See,
was it going to be given to us free, or we wanted to just purchase them?
It's going to be a purchase. You see,
so
there's one peculiarity.
Buy.
Yes, there's one peculiarity about military equipment as against normal equipment generally in the world. Military equipments are not things you pick up off the shelf. Over and above that, the technology involved, even though you cannot say it's totally native of anywhere, but at the same time you discover that those who have wasted resources, those who have put in a lot of effort to contrive an equipment, will not readily want to give it to the hands of people who may want to treat it carelessly. If you allow me to use that word.
Just buy.
Yes. You see, it is there for you to buy. Once it becomes something that is general, that okay, Japan is making, France is making, China is making, Korea is making, this is making, that is making, they will readily sell it. But where the technology is still something that they see as their secret.
Sorry, General, before you go, what happened to our own manufacturing arm in the military?
The DIC?
Yeah.
I think in some total, let me just say one or two statements. Our DIC started the same time with the DIC in Brazil. Today, Brazil is in a position to export armored personnel carriers, tanks, and other things to us. But ours has not moved beyond the manufacture of bullets and probably, in fact, with a lot of difficulty, rifles.
Why?
You need the political will to do that, and it costs money. If you put in the resources and you back it with the political will, you will get it. President Obasanjo, I think, was the last person that did that. In fact, that was why we were able to get to this level that we have. Manufacture of
was it while he was
rifles.
President in this
While he was
this
president.
era?
While he was president. While he was president. He did.
I know that when we're discussing about, the rescue of these women, you also talked about things being political. Some people will argue that the political season is over. What is still political in this battle?
At all times, we all support democracy, and once we have a democratic government in position, there's hardly anything you request for that will not be subjected to some form of debate and argument at the government level. In some cases, when the amount of money involved is huge, it has to go to the National Assembly, and of course, all sorts of factors will come in. These are issues that have always been there. But even in spite of that, because if other countries are doing it with their democratic institutions in place, for example, India is doing it. It has been in democracy for decades. And why shouldn't we be able to do it? And I believe that even the problems in India, in terms of political conflicts and all the rest of it, it's not, in fact, it's as bad as it is in Nigeria. We have so many ethnic nationalities in India, and that's what we have here.
No, but
so,
it is the issue of funds.
It shouldn't be.
We've seen that the National Assembly has sometimes been able to rise above, the politics of that, and unanimously approve certain funds needed for the job that needs to be done.
To be quite honest with you, no government so far since our democratic experience started in 1999 has put anything to the National Assembly, and they have refused. I think they might debate whether it is appropriate or not appropriate and blah, 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 and I think they will do it. It depends on the vision of whoever is at the top. If the president of the country believes that one of the things he has to achieve is to ensure that its military is standard. It may not be big, but standard and capable of rising to the occasion in terms of defense of the country. Whatever he needs to get it done, and he wants to do it locally, he can make a program and achieve it.
What do you think happened? Sorry, Chamberlain. What do you think happened? All of a sudden, now I'm getting to see in Nigerian military, you could see the zest, the enthusiasm on live television, the movement of these men going in all out to take the battle to the insurgents. What happened?
One, the approach changed. If you were combating Boko Haram with 1 brigade, 3 battalions, and so on and so forth, it changed. In my previous contribution here, I once said, what you need is a multi-dimensional approach. We knew Boko Haram would go into the villages in Borno State, kill and get back into Sambisa forest. When you pursue them, they end up going into Cameroon. In some cases, you pursue them, they go into Chad. And of course, all of a sudden, the government also saw this. They went into some form of discussion with Chad, Cameroon, and I think Niger Republic, and you have the military from those sites too guarding their posts. And in fact, that's why I was not surprised when the last contributor there was saying that in Cameroon they have shown the pictures of captured Boko Haram insurgents and things like that. I won't be surprised, because actually the focus of Boko Haram is against Nigeria. It's not something that they want to spread to other areas. In fact, they just believe that when they capture this northeast of Nigeria, then they will be able to spread, probably. Yeah. They might have that in their program. But at the same time, the approach we have right now is multidimensional. If you are using about 2 brigades or so to move in from the Nigerian end, and then you have Cameroon securing their end, you have Chad securing their end, and you have Niger securing their end. It is one of the reasons why we are able to achieve the success we are achieving now.
Let's wind down with this one, General. Do you think it will be out of place if this outgoing government could brief Nigerians about what happened with this military operation, maybe before now and now, some of those controversial areas that Nigerians are not clear about? So just brief them, tell them what happened before you wind down.
Okay, I agree with you. I don't see anything stopping President Jonathan from giving us a lowdown on how the operation was carried out and the level of success achieved. So that will be a guide to the incoming government, so from where they can take off and ensure that we do not have a resurgence of this very particular problem.
Thank you very much indeed for coming on, General Olusegun Rajano, as a security consultant. And we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away just yet.